Hello and welcome to Tokyo for the World Gymnastics Championships. My name is Matt Baker and I'm sitting alongside Mitch Fenner and Chrsitine still in the commentary box. So hello to everybody back home in Britain and hello to the rest of the world, because the whole planet is listening to our commentary this evening, guys. Mitch, good to see you and very good to hear from you as well.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to this competition. It'll be good to see the Japanese women do a good job, you know, because they're on home territory and they look so good in qualifying. They had a 5th place, but, you know, you tend to think of the Japanese men. I'm really looking forward to seeing the Japanese women.
And indeed, Chrsitine, the Great British women as well are here. They qualified. I mean, they had a mark in hand, but a little bit by the skin of the teeth. It was quite a competition.
Yes, it was a very nerve-wracking competition, but they did the job. They qualified in 8th place, so everybody knows now that that place at the Olympics is assured. Everyone can go home and train for that. But they very much like to creep up the rankings today. There were a couple of errors in qualification that left it very tight, and I think they would very much like to make their mark today.
Well, of course, Germany and Australia will be well within their sights.
They are well within their sights. I mean, they also will have had odd errors and they will like to push on, because this is a great opportunity to showcase everybody's gymnastics.
And Mitch, USA highest qualifiers, so is your money on them?
Yeah, I think the money would be on them. China are good, but they showed a few weaknesses on their usual bête noire, which is vault.
Well, we just point out to our Great British viewers, Beth Tweddle's mum and dad are sat right in the centre of the screen. There's Jerry and Anne. Always lovely to see them. Incredibly supportive for Beth Tweddle. They travel all over the world. I often can't believe it. I go around the corner and there they are. It's amazing.
Welcome, gymnasts!
So back to try and retain their title are Russia. Although they did qualify second behind the USA. Tonight, though, it isn't just a fight for medals between USA, Russia, China and Romania. It's also a fight for world rankings going into the Olympics, and Great Britain, who qualified in 8th, will certainly have Germany and Australia firmly in their sights. So we'll just give you an idea of how this competition is going to pan out. The teams rotate through 4 pieces of apparatus: vault, bars, beams, floor. Vault, bars, beam and floor to be crowned the world champions. Each country nominates 3 of their 6 gymnasts, and every score counts, so there's no room for error. Consistency and coping with the pressure are key here, as any mistake could cost a medal.
This the USA team marching in, top qualifiers, but it always is a difficult position because you're there to be shot at.
You can never discount Russia, can you?
No, I think many people had, before qualification, thought that USA were going to be totally dominant, but Russia snapped away at their heels and they posted the top individual score of qualification in Victoria Komova.
And what are your thoughts on the Romanians as well, then, Chrsitine? I mean, because it could go either way for them, couldn't it?
Yeah, they are very much going through a transitional period, the Romanians. They've struggled in some areas. Here you can see it brings it home. Only 3 gymnasts on the podium, all down to those 3. Romania will be very keen to push those top 3 nations.
Says a lot. The Romania brought back Pono from retirement as well, doesn't it? I mean, the strength in depth and the youngsters coming through.
And of course, Great Britain, Jim Cairns on this end, Beth Tweddle, and a Whelan.
Yes, and the Romanians lost fairly at the last minute. There they are. They lost Sandra Izbasa, who of course is the reigning Olympic champion on floor. They lost her through injury in the last couple of weeks. So they've come out a little weakened.
Great Britain receiving the applause here in the Metropolitan Arena. Actually held the Summer Games at 64 here. Japan in the men's side took the title, and their women do the same today here at the World Championships. So they all disperse, ready for their little warm-ups.
Fascinating, this 3 up, 3 to count, Christine, isn't it?
It really is, and there's 2 teams on each piece of apparatus. The first team will warm up and compete, and then the second team will have a chance to warm up. So you've got the first team on each piece warming up now, 30 seconds a gymnast. But like you say, Mitch, absolutely no margins for error. Consistency is the key here rather than brilliance.
I was surprised on bars to see Japan do so well and China do so badly in qualifying. That was very unexpected.
I mean, interestingly, I think as far as you know, bars is concerned, that it's good. This is the key for Romania, because they had a really low qualifying score, and if they can get that up, then that'll set their competition right on the right track.
It will. They've always been a little weaker, Romania on bars. Beam and floor, historically, they're great pieces, and vault. But it seems to have become a little bit more magnified over the last year or so. The judging has become very precise on the asymmetric bars. Deductions very high. And the Romanian team don't quite seem to have been able to match up to the new requirements.
Well, America, USA starting on vault. Mammoth piece for them. They're such powerful gymnasts, aren't they? The way that they're kind of, the body shape of their style of gymnastics is so dynamic.
Very explosive, and in qualifying they were so impressive, every one of the gymnasts. Let's see what the 3 they've picked can come up with.
So this then, Alexandra Reisman. Alexandra Reisman, the first gymnast to salute the judges here. It's women's team final.
And really steady competitor. Round off, launches into the air, 2 twists. Tiny bit offline there. This is a vault marked out of a maximum of 15.8.
This is some of the power that Matt was speaking of. Plenty of aggressive approach. Lovely in the air, but there you see, look, to one side. Working hard to good quality flight. And we'll see now. She just comes to one side of the line. But what an opener.
Fabulous start, and they've got some big vaulters to come.
Yan Yao from China, just chalking up. So lovely and slight, aren't they, these Chinese gymnasts? So tiny. Swing so quickly and efficiently around the bars. The 17-year-old USA scores 14.95. Yao Jinyan for China decides to go back to the chalk bin. Not quite enough on. They're up too much chalk.
Of course, once the green light goes, she has to start within 30 seconds. So she'll just be waiting for that green light to appear so that she's got enough. You see, there's the stop light. She can't go while that's on. And she doesn't want any of the chalk to have gone off her hands whilst she's waiting.
You'd think, being the first competitor, they'd be ready. Anyway, here we go. Yao Jinyan for China.
First handstand and the second one safely negotiated. Good transfer to the high bar. Caught from the pack just a little bit low, but she's into the rhythm and worked hard on that upstart. And a little bit late to complete the turn. The Kachev's okay. This has to be, remember, 3 from 3. Oh, looking for a good start. Nice to the egg, very close, pulled into the bar, almost chinned it. Big wind up. Double layout, but she made no mistake with that landing.
Absolutely beautiful. We thought the Chinese looked a little bit tight in qualification, but I tell you what, they're on song here. Jordan Weber, stand by to be impressed.
She's going for a bigger vault. Look, the 2.5 twist. Just a bit of a jolt on landing, but plumb down the middle of the landing.
What a great start for USA. And just 1 vault counts.
And this extra half twist is a really big job to do. Slots it in with no problem. Almost plumb centre. Absolutely. It's a long way round, 2.5 twists. That was a great vault. Lost the legs a little, but tied it up nicely to make the landing.
It's a big score for a big vault, 15.833. Yan, 14.433. Not a bad start for China. The last of the vaulters of the USA, Kyla Maroney. She had the 2nd highest difficulty score in the whole competition on vault. The vaulters from the USA, Kyla Maroney. It's the 2nd highest difficulty score. All the vaults we've seen here in the World Championships.
Plenty of power. Look at the poke from the top of the horse. That was terrific. A little bit offline, but what a cracking vault. It was way up in the rafters.
And where's the celebration? Come on. Give yourself a clap.
Already quite a famous gymnast for this vault. Just look how high. Fantastic form. Not many gymnasts in the world have ever competed this vault, and she definitely is the best we've ever seen.
The height is just quite extraordinary.
So much height, so much time. Look at the precision. Blocks on dead straight arms.
Look at the kick
wraps in. Fantastic vaulting.
She landed that like she was just doing a little handspring, didn't she?
Practiced many times.
Wow, Qishan.
The next gymnast for China, swinging with the beautiful form we've come to expect. Full pirouettes on one arm and more regular pirouette high into the pike Jaeger somersault. But that was a big surprise, and this is where it's so costly.
Oh my word, every score counts.
Every score counts, and she was really swinging well, but she just didn't quite get the hands over. You can see the gymnasts have something they call a dowel, and you have to get that over the bar to hang on to withstand the force of the downswing. That's 1 whole mark she loses, but she must continue. All important that she doesn't give up, and she's not. She's swinging well up to the high bar. Every handstand beautiful. All the swings on straight arms. Another 1.5 pirouette. Winds up, ready for a dismount. Lovely form in the double straight. She did her job. It might have been a mistake, but she carried on afterwards.
She's on obviously feeling a bit of pain there. Oh dear, what a shame though for China. I mean, they qualified third. They could well have left the door open for Romania.
Absolutely crucial that your heels are in just enough when she makes a release. This was beautiful going through. Look at this, the handstand, clean through the pirouette. Beautiful control. Looked as if she was having no problem. She just got to get the heel lift right. Too much and you're in on the bar, not enough and you're short, and the grip just wasn't secure. But look how she recovered, as Chrsitine said. That's a classic landing. Good team effort.
Wang Qishan, 13.733. Oh, massive score for Moroni, 16.033. What an incredible start for USA. What a launch pad, literally. Six in. Again, tiny.
Oh, what pressure on her. Last up from the Chinese. That's beautiful. High and clean in the Kachev. Plenty of rotation. Keeps the swing going. Precise to the handstand. Lovely technique in the Stauder forward. Easy into inverts. No mistake on the Jaeger that time. Plenty of flight in the transfer. You tend to dead hang on that upstart. You have to work hard to get it back. Oh, she's going well. Just needs to stick this landing, but that little hop forward, quite expensive.
Well, I tell you what, for such a slight little figure, she can cope with an enormous amount of pressure. She needed to there. China not out of the running yet.
Chinese gymnasts renowned for their fabulous technique on the asymmetric bars. Always wonderful straight arms. These pirouettes were very good. Sometimes they can be a tiny bit late. They do use a lot of pirouetting work, which attracts quite a lot of deductions, but that was a very nice Kachev. And here, that turn, you see, she finished in handstand, so the judges won't deduct. If it's a little bit late, they do, but that's a good high front somersault, Jaeger somersault, we call it, after the first gymnast to perform it. The hop and turn, all these types of turns different into a very big double front somersault, just a couple of little hops forwards.
Tang 6 in. 14.966. Incredibly, a teammate who fell qualified for the bars final in fourth.
And interesting, Matt, that they chose not to use their Olympic champion, Hei Keksun. She fell in the qualification, and I was quite sure they'd use her for the team final tonight, but they chose not to. They put it in the hands of the young future gymnasts, and only two stood the test.
Right, well, yeah. Was it the right decision? Time will tell. Well, there's no doubt about it. Vault was kind for the USA. How will Russia get on?
One of the big things about having big vaults is they've got a very high tariff. And you know, it's one thing. If you've got a 6.5 start value on vault, you're probably likely to get 6.5. Whereas on upper apparatus, it's so dependent on the way you perform as to whether you get that start value. And the USA have just got such big vaulters with much higher start values than the rest of the field. And that is really significant for them in this team competition.
You've got to remember they've got a world champion vaulter sitting out of this competition as well. So what strength in depth on that apparatus.
Yes, of course, very sadly, Alicia Sacramone damaged her ankle, well, damaged her Achilles tendon in the last training here before competition out in Japan. So USA have had to fight on.
That's the standings at the moment then. United States up top, Japan, China and Germany. They're going round in twos here, so you've got the USA teamed up with Russia, and you've got China teamed up with Romania, Germany with Great Britain, and Japan with Australia. Current world champions take to the vault. Ksenia Afanasieva will be the first Russian vaulter to go.
And a great tall vault there, double twist in the straight shape, but I think I detected slightly bent knees, and I'm sure if I saw it, the judges will have done as well.
Nobody's got eagle eyes like you, Christine.
Let's have a look. Let's see the legs.
Yes, you well spotted. Those legs did creak in the middle, and that will be very expensive. Judges very keen on that, of course. But it was a clean vault in terms of direction. Right down the middle, as Bing Crosby might say.
And of course, this holds a tariff of 5.8. The 2.5 twist we saw from two of the American gymnasts, a tariff of 6.5. So they really go in with a head start.
Well, as a whole, as a team, they qualified with the 7th highest score on vault, so not their strongest piece. But, well, Ksenia Afanasieva had a good job at saying to the Americans, we're going to try and give you a good run for your money here. Ksenia Afanasieva, 14.8. It's high, not quite high enough to compete, obviously, with the USA at the moment, but it's a good start. Victoria Golova, second of the Russian gymnasts. Just one vault, and here it is.
Very measured approach, good contact, double twist, landed nice and upright, good solid vault, but slightly to one side. And what about her legs, Christine? Let's have a... Did you see anything?
I think this was a much tidier vault. Kulmova, the current junior European champion. I think, let's watch in slow motion, but I think this was very tight and tidy. Just as you said, Mitch, a tiny bit offline. They've got the line down the middle to indicate to the judges. A 0.3 deduction, but not very much else wrong with that vault at all. She's beautifully upright when she lands.
Just incredible rotation in all directions. Surely you can forgive an inch.
Absolutely, looked lovely. Lovely, lovely body shape through the air.
Absolutely amazing. Amazing.
She absolutely wowed us in qualifying because youth Olympic champion, was she? And she really has fulfilled that promise here.
That's it. Up on bars. This is such an important piece of apparatus for the Romanians. They need to do well here. It's their weakest piece.
But that was a nice flight up to the high bar. They have to go from the high bar down and from the high bar up, but she clobbered her heels on that low bar, and she did that because the turns were so very late. Up to handstand here, she's fighting on. If nothing, they're fighters, the Romanian gymnasts. really work at it. Good stalder, somersault, a nice half turn, lifts into a double front, very long. She released a little bit early and flew back rather than up, but that was a battling performance.
Plenty for the judges to deduct from there, unfortunately. They were just outside the medals last year's Worlds, finishing in 4th. Come on, girls.
The key has to be working to handstand and from handstand, and make sure your releases are nice and clean. She did work so hard, but she clunked the bars early on, which will give quite a deduction. And by the time she finished this turn, her feet were way behind her shoulders, so that was late and deductible. The judges, just like Chrsitine Still, don't miss a thing. And look at that, couple of steps forward, very expensive as well. But she did battle it out.
Come over 15.033. All the scores of each gymnast are added together to give their total apparatus score. So, Tatiana Navieva in the vault final, qualified in 5th.
Such a powerful approach. Can she convert it? A little bit ragged around the knees and uncertain on landing. They would have wanted something a little stronger and a little cleaner to finish up the team effort, I think.
Navieva grown quite a lot in this last year, and you can just see her form has gone. Quite scruffy around the legs. Good direction though, good flight, but she splits the legs off the top of the platform, and the judges will take quite a few marks off that. It holds a 5/8 tariff, so if they thought it was perfect, they go up into the 15s, but I would be surprised if that scores into the 15s, just a bit too untidy.
That's it. Scores 13 after clobbering the bars. Took a couple of steps on landing, very costly.
Lots of encouragement for her teammates though.
Anna Pogras, such an elegant gymnast.
It's a slightly better start, nice and clean, in and out. Works the transfer well, handles the upstart. That's better through the handstand. Legs flickered apart though. And again, late by the time she finished it. Working hard on that transfer. The upstart makes the handstand. Has to stand this up. Oh, she released a little bit early, but coped with it very well. Just a tiny adjustment on landing. But the judges are very, very hot on these handstands and form in the pirouettes.
Have you about 14.666? Great Britain's Beth Tweddle hits the floor. Such an experienced gymnast, just a wonderful member to have in your team. Great Britain's Beth Tweddle, a world European champion. This piece of apparatus.
This very complex first tumble, 1.5 walk out into the double Arabian. How about that for a landing? Just made it look effortless. Now, this is the power tumble. The piked double Arabian has to measure the landing, does well. Just one pace. Good, difficult leaps. to hold the leg up, does that beautifully. What poise. Very expressive floor routine, this for Beth. Has to time the floor well. The 2.5 twist, immediate punch into full twist. Absolutely stable landing. Great performance from Beth to bring the British team on floor to the end.
Well, I tell you what, Great Britain didn't half need her expertise and her skill and her experience. Follows Imogen Cairns, who scored 13.7. Hannah Whelan stepped outside the area as well, 13.6. So every 10th is vital.
We talk so much about her power in her tumbling, but also the technique is so solid that she's able to convert one skill to the other very effectively. Look at this, leg well out to lunge, and then into the double tuck, just a little pace at the end, but all this power harnessed with very sound technique. Sharp turn, double pike, just that pace. Power and technique, that's the secret for Beth Treadle. Look at this, 2.5 twist, full twist. Thank you very much. Beautifully done.
Well, she scored 14.43 in qualification.
And you can see there the whole of the British team, only 3 on each piece, so they go off now to the next piece.
Anna Porgras scores 14.066 for Romania, puts them into 6th, the bars.
And for Great Britain, it's vault next, and I think on this system, oh, here we have
14.533, better than qualification score. Great Britain currently 5th.
They move off to vault now, and although they were the 2nd team on floor, they now transfer and become the 1st team on vault.
Lauren Mitchell, Australia. Gymnast up onto beam for them.
Always strikes me as very focused at every level of competition. Superb at Commonwealth Games and World Championship level. Great gymnast to have on your team. Starts clean and safe. This will be impressive. It's a long way round. Twice and a quarter. Or was it 2.5? You know, very difficult in that position. Sure. Oh yeah. This is a little bit low there, but and a tiny adjustment. Making absolutely sure, and I'm sure to think of 3 and 3 to count. You've got to make certain. Oh. Taking the head back is always a risk, but it's something they have to do if they want to impress the judges, and she almost came unstuck there. This is crucial. Needs to accelerate. Second flick into the double pike, slightly deep on landing. She wasn't really settled through that routine.
Lauren Mitchell, a fabulous gymnast, just suffering a little bit with injury, I think.
14.566 for Lauren.
Because certainly her leaps and jumps didn't quite live up to what we've seen previously, but this is such a fantastic skill. Look how well on the toe she is, how upright she holds the body. Just try balancing in that position. And that, a static front somersault just from standing. Such power. The 2 flips into the dismount. She got it round, but it was quite low. You see the chest very low on landing, and the judges have a big deduction for that.
So this is how things look then. After the first rotation, the United States way out ahead of Russia. There's a story of the knees for them on vault. Great Britain in fifth. Of that fall on bars are currently in fourth. Okay, so Russia, the USA, move on to bars. This was Russia's best piece of apparatus in qualification. China and Romania on beam. This is going to be good. China were top scorers on beam. Romania have 2 gymnasts in the beam final. So that's, yeah, up first.
And of course, Romania historically are the most successful nation on beam. And just look at that backflip into a full twisting back somersault. Very difficult move, and she was a tiny bit off, but she fought. There was no question of her giving up. Very nice change leg leap with a half turn. And now the forward element, the free walkover immediately into the backflip, back somersault. She's gone for those links, which give the extra marks. Very nice change leg with a quarter turn. Gymnasts have to show leaps, jumps, spins, as well as acrobatic skills. That's the free cartwheel, then the side somersault. She's packing the difficulty in. And there's the leap and the spin. 2 dance elements have to be linked, or on the tiniest of wobble on the easiest of moves, the half turn. Now, each gymnast has to perform a difficult dismount. Here it comes, 2.5 twist. Very good opening performance there from Razzia.
Such a nervy piece to watch as well, isn't it? I mean, we were saying every single fall is massive in this game.
Traditional, though, they have an attack, they have an approach to this apparatus. Look at this, full twist. Struggled to get it under control, but forgive her that for such a complex move. Very elegant in the walkover, free walkover. Such an attitude on beam, and it always shows through. It holds no fears for the Romanians, this apparatus. Look at the focus. Eyes on the end of the beam. 2.5 twists, but this a little bit out of control. And these days the landings are absolutely crucial, aren't they, Chrsitine?
Okay, Hannah Whelan on vault. British champion.
Goes for the round off, the 1.5 twist, very well performed. Clean landing, nice and high.
Oh, should have been kicking herself for stepping out of the area on floor, so really wanted to put everything right there, and she did. So that's, yeah, 14.633. Good score for beam. Russia moved over to bars. Dementieva there. Hannah Whelan, score of 13.966. Tanusia Francis, who we just saw pop into shot there, 13.566. 1 gymnast left to go for Great Britain, Imogen Cairns. Victoria come over, just gets herself prepared. Highest qualifier on bars.
She was as clean as a whistle in qualifying. Wonderful to watch.
Very exciting young gymnast. of the classical mould of Russian gymnasts. Nothing gimmicky, but wonderful technique on every piece of apparatus.
Wandering back to the chalk bucket, filling in time.
Yeah, this is always a nerve-wracking moment for the gymnasts when they've got up on the podium all ready to go, and then the judges hold them. And as a coach, you try and read the judging and don't let your gymnasts get up on the podium until you think the judges are nearly ready, but you can't always time it right.
A little wry smile from her there earlier on. She's not going to phase her, is it? I mean, she looks in control of it. For one so young, that's a very mature attitude.
It's amazing how quickly they switch their focus as well, isn't it? From, you know, having a little bit of a word with the teammates there to suddenly, when your time is up, click of the fingers, quick spray of the bars, and you're in the zone.
Yes, that's very much the trick, to get into the zone. Here we are.
Victoria from over back, the highest score we've seen so far at the World Championships on this piece of apparatus.
And that first handstand will give you an idea why, and the style on the transfer, absolutely pinpoint accurate, beautifully done in the half turn, and well clear in the stoop in, lovely shape in the straight salto. She is so a little bit late in the handstand there, but nice catch here, plenty of heels and rotation. There's the wind up, and that will do nicely.
Oh,
Full twist in the double tuck.
I tell you.
What a business-like performance.
Well, Russia are going to be challenging the USA's power with their style. I like it.
Yes, every handstand beautifully, the stoop in and out, that into the transfer to the high bar, hits all those handstands. She's beautifully supple, look, she can pike fold, super turn, immediate swing up into the high bar. She gets her difficulty from quite a lot of different categories, which the judges very much like, for you not just to always do pirouettes. She uses different styles on the bars, and that's really what a world champion should do.
Mitchell from Australia salutes the judges.
Of course, Lauren Mitchell, current world champion on floor. Whip into double Arabian. Oh, just kept it in. What presence of mind there. See the focus. Into the full twisting double back. Meets the floor so well that she can rebound out. Oh, just a little tight on that leap. Have to show full split. Floats the straight front out of the 2.5 twist. Now that was a good leap. Head right back and another tourgette with full turn. Lovely new floor routine this, very expressive work with her arms. Lovely lift into the double pike. She really knows where the edge of that floor is. On 2 occasions, she played it to the last centimetre.
Victoria come over, 15.566 for Russia. Catalina Bono, and wonderful to see this gymnast back. I used to commentate on her when I was a lad. She's back from retirement.
You're still a lad, man. And a touch of maturity, I think, for the Romanian team. It's just the injection of experience they need, and she showed a little bit of it there by not giving in to that slight wobble. Now she's under control. That's more like it. Easily through the full twist in the flick. And apart from that little wobble right at the start, she's now got it together. This is the performance they really need. Tough piece of apparatus. Again, she's got that let's get on with it approach. So important. Just the dismount. And it's a good one. Well done.
Welcome back, Chrsitine Bono. Welcome back. Unbelievable. And just what Romania needed.
As you said, Mitch, wonderful rhythm on the beam. And that maturity and experience, she shows all of that in the way she keeps moving. It's not static. It really has a rhythm of its own.
15.166. Catalina Bono. Lauren Mitchell, 14.8 for floor. Very good.
She was favouring and saving it. The jumps and the leaps on the beam were down, but she went for it there.
Goes halfway through this rotation then. Russia, Romania, Australia, Great Britain. Still a lot of gymnastics to go though in this bit. We're only halfway around this rotation, so don't get too excited yet. It's China's turn then to take to the beam. Yao Xinjiang qualified fourth highest difficulty. Qualified fourth, so we'll see her again in the beam final.
Tiny little gymnast. Can put her feet together and be on the beam, and look, standing full twist back somersault. She might be tiny, but she's obviously got lots of power. So we've seen the most difficult of moves. Now do we see the most difficult of links? We do. 2 backflips into a straight somersault, and no question, she held the straight shape all the way through. Safely complete the 2 leaps that have to be included in the routine. The forward element, but a definite pause before the sheep jump. The jump where the gymnasts have to take their head right back and touch their head with their feet. Lovely power on the front somersault. She looks like she means business. Good lift on the spin. Just a little hesitation as she finished it. You can see that focus in her eyes. And another difficult leap with the head right back. See the precision. She's going to use the whole length of this beam for the dismount. Round off, good high double pike, not a deep landing, very good beam work.
Well, after the last rotation, China were just outside of the medal, so they needed that.
Lots of power and precision in that tiny frame. Look at this. Full twist and standing start. Really does need a lot of courage and a lot of technique. And this, again, a taste of the precision. High, confident from 2 flicks to straight back somersault. Plenty of confidence, almost lost it around the completion of the turns. But look at her. Very elegant, very confident, head right back. Superb technique, and they are specialists on the beam. And look at the height on the double pike. Just forgive her that pace. It was lovely to watch.
Jordan Weaver, qualified 7th in the bars final. Looking to continue that momentum that they've created from vault.
And 2 forward circles immediately into the Shushanova, packed with difficulty. Just a tiny flicker of the feet. Swinging well, lifts up onto the high bar. Good handstands. Just a tiny bit static in the swing. That was good. High, Kachev. Smooth here. Winding up into the dismount. Lovely double straight. It just didn't have the big, huge swing of the real specialist on bars.
And a few handstands short, says he.
Oh, spotted.
Well, you know, don't mean to be pernickety, but you know, we are at the World Championships.
Again, they've got this attitude, the Americans, very similar to the Romanians. They attack the apparatus. You just don't think they're going to make mistakes. They have that attitude. They're in control. She really did. There's the Kachev, swung nicely out of it. And that double layout, super. Tiny little dribble forward, but good solid stuff, isn't it?
Beautiful form.
Just to update you on another score, if you're watching Great Britain, Imogen Cairns 14.133 for vault. Yao Xinan 15.2. Just behind Paul Grass there, 15.3, Romania. There's a Bettina.
Well, 1.5 twists, as easy as you like, from the handspring front somersault. This lady is phenomenal.
Yeah, if you wanted anybody to open your bid with a vault, it would be her. And that's why she's here, basically to do exactly what she's just done.
Look at different vault here, a handspring on the front, powers off, lifts the chest up, and then kicks it out for 1.5 twists. First Olympic vault champion back in 1992.
It's just unbelievable. At 36 years old, in an international competition for 24 years. And I'm sure you'd be pleased to know she's made the vault final, so there's probably a chance of another medal too. But Justin Weber, 14.766. So consistent. I can almost sense a bit of anger there as well. The attack ready for the next piece of apparatus. Suddenly, move focus, go, go, go.
If you've risen to the top in the United States, you are pretty tough and focused. More gymnasts taking part in the USA than anywhere.
Oksana, 15.333. Jordan Weaver. second gymnast up onto beam.
Fabulous height. Pike front somersault straight into the Corbett flip. They always have wonderful style and technique. Just sometimes a little bit of inconsistency, but that was super, wasn't it? Front somersault with half turn. Lift and height. So we've seen difficult forward elements. And another one, and links them well. The pike back somersault, so we've seen forwards, backwards, a difficult leap, and now a tricky spin. All these moves add together to give the gymnast their start value. And the side somersault, she moves briskly out of it. Shows that she can link leaps as well as acrobatic skills. And as you can see, the leaps take as much concentration as the back somersault. Pauses, big round off, lifts off her hands into the double pike. That was very impressive work as well. Not such a fragile looking team, this Chinese team.
Well, we're not in control of the footage that's going out here, but the Chinese gymnast before actually fell off beam.
Look at this, it's so much power, and it's mesmerizing, the degree of control, body tension, focus, rhythm, technique. It is absolutely mesmerizing. Fascinating apparatus, the beam. And when you see it work like this, it is just incredible to watch.
And all the more impressive, Mitch, when you find out that the gymnast before her fell, because this was a really attacking performance.
And what a way to wrap it up. Double pike, which didn't move. Fantastic.
Koko, Sarumi.
Caused a sensation a couple of years ago by lifting Japan back into medals at world level, and that was a good start from her. And it's quite a job for these tiny gymnasts to look graceful and elegant, but she does it well. Almost lost it on the stag leap from the somersault. Head well back. Throw the power switch once again. Good acceleration, 1.5 twist into full twist. Very clean, very precise. Got to keep posture through the turns. And she does look in control. Needs to be on her feet and under control. She certainly is, but just takes a pace back. Is that part of the choreography? Chrsitine will tell us.
We're all waited with bated breath. What's it? What do you think, Chrsitine?
No, I don't think the judges will be fooled.
Oh.
If you land and take a step, it's a step, whether it went with the music or not.
Yeah, fair enough. Well, they did qualify in 10th. Such a lovely little character, though. Koko, Sarumi. And I get that pronunciation from the guy who was sat next to me on the plane on the way over, because he said she's such a little star. She works for a life insurance company, apparently. Well, he actually said she's owned by a life insurance company.
Say it again, Matt. You say it so well.
Sarumi. There you go.
And looked so serious through the performance. Just as she finished, that burst of smiles, but she's got lovely technique. Look, beautifully straight legs in the back flip, lifts up into that double pike somersault. Can see her spotting the floor, lifts the chest up, and the lovely smile at the finish.
China's last score was 15.666. That was actually the highest beam score that we've seen so far. Especially when you consider it was after a fall, like say Chrsitine, then yeah, incredible how they can keep their composure. But I think maybe it's too late for them with 2 falls.
All we need now is a submission and a knockout. And we're back in the wrestling arena.
Indeed.
But the beam is always the place that nerves show most. And the 2 teams in the lead have still got to go to the beam. So they'll be happy once it's over.
I was saying about these Japanese in qualifying, they really have come on, haven't they, the last few years?
She looks like she's got a niggle there, hasn't she?
She does indeed. Maybe it's just pressure. There's nothing like a home crowd expectation, is there?
Absolutely.
She's no doubt not one of the gymnasts working this next apparatus.
Please begin warming up.
So she waits anxiously for her score. Her teammates will have moved on to the vault. She's not vaulting for the team.
Surumi, 14.08. 14.058. Puts Japan into 8th.
There was an inquiry from Mitch of Australia on floor exercise. After examining the inquiry by President of the Superior Jury, the D score has corrected from 6.2 to 6.3.
The world champion put in a complaint about her score and has been corrected to 14.9. So this is how things look then. Halfway around the United States, well ahead of Russia. China, 2 falls, but they're still in medal contention. Great Britain, 2 pieces left. Great Britain move to bars with Beth Tweddle. USA and Russia and beam, both teams very evenly matched on this piece. Both teams have 2 gymnasts in the beam finals. China and Romania on floor. In qualification, the total score on floor was exactly the same. So America to go first. Sabrina Vega.
Easy mount, many of the gymnasts opting for that. Get on the beam quickly and quietly and then concentrate on the work on there. Now that was not a fantastic leap. Gymnasts are meant to show a 180-degree split. Just a tiny bit edgy on the free cartwheel. But that was good. The free walkover lifts well into the back flip and layout. Lots of security, lots of flight. Bit of a pause. Good high front somersault. Kicks it out and meets the beam. And again, just not a little wobble there and not complete split in the leaps. Now the judges can be very harsh on that. This is nice. Unusual, the spin just from a static position. Gymnasts have to include a full spin. There we are, that's better split. The split leap, split jump and the seesaw, giving her her leap series. And good effort there, taking the head back. Very well executed elements, but for me, just lacks a bit of fluency that some of the other gymnasts have shown. Lovely 2 backflips, good height on the double pike. All the acrobatic elements were really well performed there. Very good opener for the USA on the piece of apparatus that it's very easy to throw everything away on.
Just a few little wrinkles, but that was great. And some of the landings were slightly insecure, which just shows that the pressure is enormous out there. But some of the big skills went very well indeed. Tiny little adjustments will mount up, but to stay on is the thing. And lofty and confident in the double pike. And a lovely smile to go with it at the end.
Get it, Ellie.
They don't half make business. Unbelievable.
Come on, Allie. Come on, Allie, you got this.
He's Katharina Hill. Germany's second gymnast up onto the bars.
Working well on the lower bar, hitting handstand, accurate transfer, just dipped a little bit soggy in the back at the top. And a little bit short of the handstand there. And a tiny bit late on completion, and that was snatched, but it was clean. Half turn, here comes the Jaeger, that's easy, keeps the swing. And they have come on so much, the German team. If she sticks this, oh, and she bounced through straight legs. That is such an uncomfortable landing.
Well, Germany chasing a medal here. We're in 4th, the end of the last rotation. Wow.
Really improved performance, and although some bits were a bit snatched, her turns were excellent. Able to finish that stall to full, and this looked right on top of the bar. Very impressive. Finish there, bang in handstand, not giving the judges much away. Into the Ginger somersault, the half turn, to fly away and regrasp the bar. There we are, there's the pirouette. Very clean, you can see a pause in the handstand before the next element, but the landing here wasn't comfy and the knees were bent as she kicked into it.
The German team with the 8th highest qualifiers. 14.833 for the USA in their first score. Vega, 2 gymnasts to go for them. That's the second.
They just look so focused, don't they? And look at that, I mean.
Raisman, gymnast number 2, USA. Whoops, and straight on with lots of confidence. Starting me to go on.
Absolutely. Punches that beam. As we've said, when you've fought to the top in the USA, you are a tough competitor. Now this has got good rhythm. Lovely leap. Tourjette with half turn. One of the most difficult leaps you'll see on the beam. And no big pauses, straight into every element. And that's what takes a routine up from an okay score to a really good score. Just the slightest pause. And she will, of course, have lost the link there. The bonus for putting the 2 moves immediately together, but that'll only be 0.1. Rather late with the half turn, but so secure on all the acrobatic moves. Re-cartwheel. Packing the routine, full of difficulty, every length. Strong spin. Now, this will be a big dismount. The double Arabian, the most difficult dismount we've seen so far, and what a difficult move to land.
Unbelievable. I mean, you used the word secure there. Unsurprisingly, we will see her again in the beam final, but was it me or did somebody just alter the width of the beam, double the width of the beam for her?
Their confidence is almost frightening. The way they bring it under control, they're absolutely cool, so precise, so determined. It is scary that they're so ready to go through a routine. Look at that. Complete focus. And this dismount. Half turn into double front. The Arabian, terrific.
No problems with direction either. Absolutely in line with the beam, which when you've made a turn is difficult.
.266 for Germany. It's a good score. Hey, look out for them.
They certainly are looking improved.
Sweet.
Such an important piece of apparatus. They've had their problems, and look at the lift on that triple. Superb.
Mitch, you see they've had their problems. They have here as well. First gymnast up, 12.6. No, 12.06. The second gymnast put out of the floor, 14.833.
It's said so often it is tough at the top. And you need 3 from 3, so... And she staggered out of that just a little bit past vertical. That is also crucial. Tumbling so high and clean and confident. 1.5 twist, beautifully done. Good high, confident leaps. Much more successful with those turns. Now then, harness some power and give us a great finish. Thank you for that. And really, she's a tiny girl, but she's got that grace and got that elegance. How do they achieve that?
Absolutely beautiful. Alexandra Reisman, 14.866. Oh. What a beam routine. Next on to beam for the USA is the third highest qualifier, Jordan Weber.
And Jordan Weber is the USA national champion. She's the gymnast they're all talking about as being the big new Olympic star, and this is why. Full of confidence, full of difficulty. Great style, really light through the feet. She seems to get that little bit extra lift off the beam. The side somersault. Gymnasts have to include forward, backwards, sideways elements. And she's fulfilled every requirement within the first 2 lengths. Body never moves from over the beam. The center of gravity stays there. She's so strong in the middle of her body. But she certainly hasn't had a wobble. Let's have a look at this. Full twisting tuck back into the flip, right at the end of the routine. That's how strong she is, and there were just a couple of tiny wobbles there. She composes herself because this will be big as well. 2 backflips, 2.5 twists, just a little pace, but that was real powerful gymnastics.
It's so, I mean, it's almost characterless because they are so methodical about everything that they do. I mean, you don't doubt them, do you? You just literally stay, you know, normally you're on the edge of your seat watching Beam, but this lot, you're just like, yep, there's another move.
Well, if that one-arm flick just put in with no problem at all, and it's just typical that they're so solid and so well prepared. They've replaced the grace and elegance that we're used to seeing with power and precision, and it is equally impressive. They've transformed the nature of this apparatus, and it's lovely to watch.
It is lovely to watch, but they are not fulfilling the artistry requirements, and the scores are nothing like as high as the Chinese.
So it's interesting, even when you compare the likes of Romania, China, with what you've just seen there, and it's almost a different event. 2-3, 14.633.
I thought that was an utterly charming routine, beautifully performed in the classical mould.
Little team talk. Full floor.
In this together.
Yeah.
And so they should be, 3 of them, with one head and one determined approach.
Either that or they're deciding where to go shopping.
Well, at the last World Championships, the USA uncharacteristically had a big problem on floor. One of their 3 gymnasts didn't complete a required tumble, so they'll have probably been saying, hey girls, we're not going to let it happen again.
Right, Tanaka.
Sprints down the runway, very methodical, 1.5 twists, and that lovely smile she always gives us at the end of a performance.
14.233.
Which way are you starting? I'm going to start this way and go that way. I'm doing 2.5 full, 1.5, walks back, start my routine. All right, so you have a lot of time.
Well, the highest score we've seen on Beam so far is 15.666, 15.033 for John.
Here the discussion about the way to work.
Halfway around the 3rd piece, the United States, unsurprisingly, are quite far out ahead. Selaru for Romania. We were talking about artistry and beauty. Prepare to enjoy this.
Lovely full twisting double back. And this, such a different style. The Romanians, full of character. Whip into beautiful triple twist. And here the leap series replaces another tumble because there's many marks given for those big high leaps as for the tumble. Relatively simple double tuck, but sky high. The judges do deduct for lack of height, even if you get round. Now, to get the highest score, the gymnast needs to finish with at least a D tumble. Here we see it, double pike, she fulfills that requirement, lovely landing. Fabulously timed with the music.
Well, Romania not out of the running yet. I'd say it's going to be really close. It's going to go right down to the wire, this one.
You can never write these young ladies off. There's no way that they will give in. There's still one apparatus to go, and they've got such a pedigree at the highest level. Powerful start, full twisting double. And look at the way she's selling the choreography. good and high and confident in the leaps. And this power harnessed through the flick. Double tuck, very high. And finishes with a double pike. Tiny buckle of the knees there, but she did well to control that landing in the end.
Romania as a team had the second highest score on this piece of apparatus. Judges taking their time.
The Romanian gymnasts always have a great style on floor.
So 14.233. Team total now approaching 90, well, approaching 100. To see Becky Downey in the bottom of your screen there. What a landing, especially with a bad leg, just back from injury.
That made a fantastic recovery from an Achilles tendon tear. Really gave the GB team a lift when we knew she could compete.
Now good mark from Romania. First tumble.
Wow, even from this distance, that looks impressive, double straight. Here, well, they're going to frame in on her.
Victoria come over. Russia start their bid on beam. Highest qualifier on beam, Victoria Kamova. Starts Russia's beam competition.
And we'll see a completely different style here. Good power. She's a very elegant gymnast, but she's very deceptively powerful as well. Gosh, look at that, but look at that. Backflip layout, a second layout immediately. She qualified top all around in the individual, so she obviously had no problems then, but that was just straight off the side. That was fantastic, wasn't it? The standing Arabian somersault. Good height and split on the jumps. The spin with the leg up. Free walk over into the sheep jump. Now that was a good jump. She touched her head with her feet. The side somersault as well. She's recovered. She knows she needs to. Lovely double spin. That's very difficult, the double spin. We should see her power now on the dismount. Lifts, lovely double tuck. What a disappointment. One whole mark off for the fall.
They were chasing as well. Well, Great Britain's Beth Tweddle, current world champion on this piece of apparatus. Looking for a big score here. Come on, Beth.
No mistake this time at the point she broke in the qualifying. That's going through. Really determined now. Excellent flourish. Good and confident, the Markelov. Good combination into the Ginger. This is the Beth we know and love. Into the full twist. That was a cracker. Absolutely. Beth Tweddle has shown us what she's really capable of.
She hit every combination there. She went for absolute broke. She did that bar routine that she knows would have won the gold medal.
Well, what a performance from her. She followed a 13.466 from Hannah Whelan and a 14.433 from Becky Downey. So, I'll stick my neck out and say that they've gone ahead of Australia.
You're very brave, man.
Catalina Pador then for Romania on to floor. former Olympic champion on this piece of apparatus, Chris.
Yep, Olympic champion in Athens 2004. And look at that quadruple spin before she does any tumbles. Double straight. Whips into full twisting double back. Fabulous tumbling here. Height on the leaps. She's got a real relaxed style. Only just back in training. All gymnasts competing internationally have to register. They only just got her registration in time for her to be allowed to compete here. But she seems to have lost very little. Super triple twist to finish.
What an unbelievable routine. What a crowd pleaser. How can you come back from retirement and do that? I tell you, I'm going to tell my grandma to get a leotard on.
Well, I tell you what, somebody pressed the fast forward button. It was unbelievable. The acceleration across the floor. This was terrific. She just has come back and showed us what we've all missed. Wonderful, powerful stuff. High, clean, fast, powerful. And look at her. She's savouring every ounce of this performance. Great to watch. Look at her face. I am back. Triple twist, a little bit leggy, but who cares?
Victoria Komova, 13.866 for her beam for Russia. Beth Twedler, huge 15.666. Is that Great Britain into fourth then? Hang about. Is that Great Britain into fourth with one piece of apparatus to go? Dementieva.
We've said it before in this competition that, you know, when the gymnast before you has had problems, you've got to get on and try and get the focus back. Lovely illusion. So important with just three gymnasts. Head well back, lots of confidence. Dementieva. She's produced it at the highest level before. I'm really needing it at this moment. Oh, just a wobble there. Very careful to place the shoulders and hips in the right position. Attack that. Just a tiny adjustment, but that really is an all or nothing skill. Nice and precise there. On the half turn or the aerial. Eyes will flick up. Accelerates through the flick and triple twist. Did it get round?
14.9 for Russia. .633 for Katlina Pedor on floor. She is warming up on vault. So then, the end of rotation 3. Surprise, surprise, United States in the lead. Russia second, China still in with a shout then, third. I can't believe it. Great Britain, 5th.
And for Great Britain, a great test of nerves. Got to finish on the beam. Always a tricky apparatus to finish on. And after the excitement of the asymmetric bars, a really good set of scores. They've got to calm themselves right down to perform on the beam. See the Russian gymnasts warming up on the floor now. They just finished on the beam. And the way the competition's organised, if you were the second team up on one apparatus, you go to be the first up on the next.
After the third rotation, surprise, surprise, United States are out in the lead. Russia second, China still in medal contention after so many falls, and Great Britain 6th.
Kovaskaya, and yes, the triple twist round, but just got her legs in a tiny knot. There she goes again. 2.5 twists into lay out front. The Russians have treated us over the years to some beautiful floor exercises, nicely controlled through the pivots, and good and high. Double twist, as easy as you like. This lovely change in tempo. She drifts through the pivot there with leg high, beautifully done. Very graceful. A pleasure to watch. Back to the power. Powerful through the flick, high in the double tuck, but a couple of paces at the end. But they've always treated us, haven't they, Christine? The Russians on floor.
Beautiful classical style. They're so supple, it all looks so easy. Celeru here on vault. Very important, very clean double twist. Tiny bit offline, but that's a powerful dynamic vault.
Such power, such determination. Good conversion upwards, but just a little bit soggy in the back. She managed to get the twist together, but here, just a little bit loose. But that's the sort of vault you want. Last piece of apparatus, make it count, make it powerful, don't make any mistakes.
Nothing like the height off the top though, a little bit bent arms.
14.566 for Celeru. Romania chasing China for that bronze medal. Yeah, scores 14.633. Still 2 gymnasts to go for them. Then that will be their competition over. Just 2 performances to go.
Always a test of a gymnast when you've made a mistake on one piece to move on to the next, put it behind you.
She qualified 5th for the floor final. Victoria Kamova. A fabulous all-round gymnast.
Floats the 1.5 twist into the double Arabian. But really lost her legs there. It didn't look a bad landing. Double tuck. Fabulous change of tempo. Splits effortlessly. Recovered herself now. Triple twist, lands it with ease. Such elegance with her arms. Beautifully stretched feet, but she fell out of that spin. Can't afford to be half-hearted into the difficult final tumble. Double pike somersault, but really she does look half-hearted, doesn't she? Can't afford that if you want to be world champion.
No, to even retain your title for that matter, it's a bit of a sorry state for Russia, but USA a long way ahead. Catalina Bono, the powerhouse on vault.
Now look at the run. She's posted notice. She's determined on the double twist. She overcooked it a little, a couple of paces back, but so much energy, so much effort. You've got to bring it under control at this level.
Well, what a comeback from her. I mean, this is extraordinary, isn't it, to see it after so long out of international competition, because it's, you know, it's no mean feat, is it, performing at the World Championships?
Catalina Panor looks like she is loving being back on the world stage. Every performance has been better, and she just looks as if she feels at home here. She must have missed it a lot to come back and train so hard.
Do you know what? I'd say she was exuberant. The way she's worked, attacked, approached, enjoyed, sheer exuberance.
Absolutely, and she hasn't qualified for floor final, so she obviously didn't perform as well as she did today. And you know, she'll get better and better. She's after Olympic titles.
Score of 14.933 goes a long way towards that. Come over 13.8. Certainly won't be enough to hang on to that gold, but they still get a medal.
Well, very likely. The Russian team have such class that even when they make mistakes, they've still got a lot of qualities that give them good scores.
The last gymnast to go for Russia, floor, Fenner, Afansieva.
Oh, and that was a classy double straight, wasn't it? Tall gymnast can't have too long a run. Whips into triple. These landings are very precise, aren't they? Just didn't quite complete the double spin. difficult. 1.5 into full twist. Lovely style, lovely elegance, and she held that spin, no doubt. Expressing the music, working with it so well. Quite a lot of marks given for that. Gymnasts must mirror the music. Here comes the big final tumble, the double pike. This has been a much better performance for Russia.
Their medal looks like a silver.
Yes, I don't think they've really pushed the USA, have they? They've haven't quite had the power or the determination, you have to say.
But done enough to stay ahead of China.
This was a lovely marriage of power, tumbling, explosive power there. And then the grace that has to put the performance together, stitch it together. Look at this. Lovely technique, sets up the somersaults, and then wraps in tight for the double pike. Lovely work. So much power and so much grace.
And with USA following them so closely, being the next team on floor, I think we really will see the difference in style. Both got their own merits.
It's been ideal really for the USA to finish on floor because they can kind of put all of that power and that aggression and everything that's kind of left into their powerful tumbles, and they're going to hit the roof in it.
Well, here's one for you, Chrsitine. You were saying that the American style on beam is contrary to the, you know, the elegance and grace that's so important to it. What about on floor? Because there are marks clearly allocated towards that on floor.
There are, but you can express the music, and so they have to move. I mean, they didn't use whole body movement so much on the beam, and that's what the judges have special deductions for, not using the whole body, just waving the arms and legs.
Fancieva then 14.633. Still got half of the last rotation to go, but Great Britain looks good in third. Fortunately, there's a lot of gymnastics to go. But who knows, whatever happened, well, who knows what could happen with Germany. We're so close, we're less than a mark behind. So, as we've seen, any little wobble, any major fall on beam. Such an important piece for the Chinese. Need to hang on to that medal placement.
Oh, a little bit deep on the landing. They've made great strides on this apparatus over the years, but they wanted that to be more upright. They really need a great final piece, a final flourish, a final attempt to get into the medals.
Just a little bit upright on that run, wasn't she? She had the height, but she lacked a bit of forward momentum. Didn't gain enough through the run. Lovely height, lovely style, but she's had to pike very heavily down. Just kept the knees off the floor and a little bit offline as well. So given the judges plenty of deductions to take away. Just a tiny cross of the legs. It's really just the lack of height and flight they'll be deducting for there.
.166. First Chinese vaulter. Baroni. Look at that focus. You can almost see gold medals in those pupils, can't you?
And she's so powerful on the vault and harnesses it on the floor as well. 3.5 twists. Very unusual to see. And there's the 2.5 into the full twisting front. Beautiful height on the leaps. Just a little hop at the end of the spin. Now we've seen only twisting somersaults, has to show a double back as well, the 1.5. Into the double back, and how did she keep that in? It went bolt upright. Now, she has to harness the aggression, mustn't overcook it. Double pike somersault.
Wow, it's job done, isn't it? Surely.
Absolutely. The words of the song, those were the days, but I tell you, these are the days as far as they're concerned. Unbelievable.
She looks a real star in the making to me, Michaela Moroney. And second Chinese vault, beautiful double twist. That was an awful lot better than the first. Lots of lift.
Wang Qixiang doing a great job there. Needed.
So just one Chinese vault to go. It's the penultimate vault.
Nice conversion from the top of the horse. No problems there. Smacks in the twist. Slightly offline, but that's a good, solid vault. Round off. Very precise, strong backflip, good conversion upwards. Wrap in nice and tight. Just the pace.
$14.7. I think that's enough to hang on to third. Jan. Don't be deceived by the slight little character.
Well, she might be a little dark, but look at that, the lift off the top of the horse and the double twist. Smacks in a really super vault to wrap up their attempt to get on the medals rostrum, and I think she's done them proud.
Real dynamic vaulting here. All the flight we were talking about, the lift off, the conversion, the legs locked together, completing the twist well, beautifully in line. Feet either side of the white line. Oh, I think from this angle we can see there was just a tiny movement off, but really very impressive vaulting.
You got it.
Kyla scores 14.566. Such a great mixture there of power and elegance with her.
And she's a charming gymnast. She looks charming. You want to work with her.
Jordan Weber. Qualified with the third highest score on the floor. The floor final, which we'll see in a few days' time.
And the second highest all around. Look at that, double twisting, double back. And certainly didn't scrabble a landing. And she can twist as well. 1.5 into triple. And a nice triple spin. There she links 2 leaps, that's a requirement. Completed that. the 2.5. Oh, but the red flag went up. A toe was out.
Just a little toe.
And only a 0.1. She's done enormous tumbling so far. Really can convert well upwards.
What a performance. What a performance. She didn't put a foot wrong. Pity about the toe.
Well, she and the rest of the Americans, they grabbed this competition by the scruff of the neck.
Oh.
It's absolutely unbelievable, their determination, their force as 3 gymnasts working as one unit. So incredible. And she just about typified it here. What an approach, a double-double up in the rafters. Look at her face, she's loving every minute. I'm part of the best team in the world, she says.
A major part of the best team in the world as well. The secret weapon, my word. Now Xinjiang, 14.958.
So they've shown us such a different style, such a dramatic, determined type of style. Not the willowy elegance that we see from the Russian team.
A few more smiles as well.
Well, we were prepared to be impressed by the team from the USA, but I mean, it's almost like a different class, isn't it? Weber 14.766.
I would say yes, except for bars. They disappoint a little on bars. They don't seem to have that big swing that we see from some of the other nations that we see, say, from Beth Tweddle.
Yeah, no, I was going to say, Beth is a tall girl like the Americans, and if she can swing like that, so can they. Perhaps they'll go home, watch the videos, and come back the better for it.
So Russia finished with a score of 175.329. That means for the final piece of apparatus, 10.584 is needed from the USA. So basically, the mass gymnast gets up and crawls, they'll still be with a chance. Koko Surumi, in front of her home crowd.
In front of the home crowd and on the apparatus, she's taken silver and bronze at World Championship level. So this could be a dream finale for her. Nice and confident. Nice little flourish, the extra turn. Good in the catcher. A little bit flat, but it rotated well enough. Good invert technique. Beautiful there. Oh dear, oh dear. Hits the handstand, but the swing just died on it. That's a pity. The stage was set for a finale that she could only have dreamt about. And that is a shame. Now then. Taking her time. Okay, she's away again. There's the turn. Into the Jaeger, a little bit close to the bar, but she's determined now to show the crowd what she can really do. Good build-up, good discipline in the shapes, and a great double straight at the end. Well, it was a pity, wasn't it? But you can see the class, even after the mistake. She's got some great work. It's so difficult to produce it all under this sort of pressure.
She'll get another chance in the A bars final, which she qualified third for. But considering she came back from shoulder injury, just amazing. China finished with a score of 172.82. I know it says second, but I'm not sure if that is the final score yet. This is why.
All eyes on the scoreboard. If you're not watching Alexandra Reisman.
So, Alexandra Reisman wraps up the competition for the USA. Surely they're going to take gold.
She qualified top on floor. Look at the 1.5 walkout. Watch this, double Arabian. Oh, and in qualifying, she did a punch front on the end of it. That played a little safer this time. Lovely big double piked Arabian. Real crowd-pleasing music. Enormous tumbling, triple twist, there's no doubting that tumble. Just this tumble for the world title, double pike somersault. As easy as if it was a single.
What a performance from her. What a performance from the whole of the team from the USA. They've given themselves such a cushion with the previous gymnastics that all they need from this performance is a score of 10, and that would far surpass it.
And there with her personal coach, Mikhail Brestian, originally from Romania.
What a competition. Look at, I mean, absolute delight. I mean, that is the first real sign of emotion that we've seen. I mean, they've kept their focus throughout, and suddenly they erupt.
That's their secret, that spirit. Oh dear. Disappointment.
Yeah. Coco scores 13.366. But we'll see her again in the A-bars final.
It's just so typical that the last performer up there worked as if it was important that she scored high 14s, never mind the 10, whatever it was. She just got up there and it was just as important for her to go through and hit with a big score. That's focus, that's determination.
Oh, absolutely, and they showed a real powerful gymnastics. Every member of the team determined. They, of course, lost their most experienced member just before the competition.
14.666 for Alexandra Reisman, which means the USA are women's team final champions.
There you go. Oh my God,
And of course, we'll see most of these gymnasts in finals, either the all-around final or the apparatus finals. Later in the week, it's a grueling week for the gymnasts.
Russia finished second, so they don't hang on to their world title. They came here to retain.
They, of course, were without their big star, Mustafina.
And China, third. They've had their ups and downs in this competition, my word. How they managed to hang on to that third place, but they did. They take bronze. And I don't know if you've heard the news, but I'm looking at the scoreboard and I can see that Great Britain have 5th.
Absolutely fantastic. And we haven't seen all their performances, but I think we can say they worked with equal determination to the Americans.
Confirmation of the women's team final. The United States are world champions. Russia, who came here to retain their world title, take silver. China have hung on for that medal all the way around. It fell and they fell and they fell, but they have a bronze. Romania just outside the medals. And what about that? Great Britain are 5th.